Happy Halloween, everyone, and welcome to the Libra Lounge with Keisha. Yay! Look who I've got in the studio with me. It's the ladies from Femme Fitale. We've got owner Jenny Flinn, and we have yoga instructor extraordinaire Sarah Taylor, who has a new boyfriend who happens to be my dog Sushi over there. And y'all know Sushi doesn't like anyone. And he's all over there flirting with Sarah. Yeah. Like, what is going on?
Because he's relaxed.
I guess so. Well, today's show is brought to you by Femme Fitale. Now, Jenny, I know you guys have a new special that you just announced today. You want to tell our audience what that is?
Yeah. So we actually kind of decided to make a step down from our 12-week transformation program, and just do like mini personal training sessions. Okay. So those are 30-minute sessions, and what we're doing is offering that for a full month. So you get 8 sessions, 30-minute sessions, at pretty much kind of a little less than half the price of like regular full training, 1 hour. So you can sign up, and I think it's like $240 for 8 sessions, 30 minutes. So
that's not bad at all.
Yeah, just kind of to scheduling wise, some people can't get into the gym for a full hour. So
so it was so funny because I was actually at Dickinson High School. I had to get Scholar early one day, and one of the paras was like, "So, you go to Femme Fitale?" And I'm like, not as often as I should, but She was like, "It looks so cool over there," but she goes, "I heard it was like $200 a month." And I looked at her and I'm like, "Wait, Femme Fatale, the all women shift show?" Yeah. And I'm like, "No, it's not." She's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "I'm very serious." And I told her the packages, and she's like, "Oh." I said, "Just stop by there." She's like, "I pass by there every single day." Yeah. And I never went in because I thought it was $200 a month. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, what gym is like $200 a month for a gym membership? Yeah. I'm like, they better be exercising for me and taking on calories for me at that price.
Well, that's going to be like that new,
the new one by Baybrook Mall. Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot going on over there. I mean, I know the kids can take classes and stuff like that, but it's still like, it's not the break that you kind of want when you go to the gym. I just don't like men at the gym.
A lot of women don't.
I just don't. I don't know what it is. All right. So since it is Halloween, we're going to have the gab, of course, but we're going to talk a little bit. It's going to be like a little Halloween theme. So
we know she has a really big mouth, which sounds kind of dirty, and that's probably true too. Let's gossip. The Gab with Keisha.
So I was looking on the interwebs today, and some of the celebrities are really going all out for Halloween. Have you guys seen any interesting celebrities in their Halloween costumes?
I did see Fergie.
I saw Fergie. Fergie may have, I don't know. I saw Fergie, and then later on I saw Beyonce.
What was Beyonce?
Beyonce, it's really actually cute. She is Toni Braxton. Actually, the cover of Toni Braxton's first CD. She totally redid it. And where it says Toni Braxton, it says Phony Braxton. And it looks so good. But Fergie dressed up as Honey Boo Boo. If you guys have been living underneath a rock and you don't know who Honey Boo Boo is, you guys remember the show Toddlers and Tiaras. I used to call it Thugs and Tiaras because those little girls were bad.
They were bad.
That was one of my favorite shows. I miss it. But she was dressed up as one of the girls, Honey Boo Boo, who later went on to get her own show called Honey Boo Boo. But now they have another show, and I think it's Mama June from Fat to Fab. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
her mom,
it's like a spinoff.
Yeah. So Honey Boo Boo was very popular because she had the phrase "Adala make me holla," and she would always rub all on her little Buddha belly. So Fergie dressed up as her for Halloween in a full-on Toddlers and Tiaras little pageant gown, her crown, her trophies, and all of that.
But she looked cute though.
She did look cute. You know what? If I were Honey Boo Boo, I would I need to get in touch with Fergie's people and tell them thank you. They made her look really good.
She made her look really, really good.
But Fergie needed to do something to kind of, overcome that disaster of when she did the national anthem. Do y'all remember that?
She's had a few different.
horrible.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was bad.
It was bad. They kind of like panned to people in the audience, and
Yeah.
you could see the reaction. And
Yeah, it was bad, and the thing about it is that Fergie's such a good singer.
Mhm.
And I mean, if you weren't like, for example, well, you know what, our kids are what, 16, 17, so they grew up with the Fergie
Right.
and Black Eyed Peas.
Mhm.
But if someone had never heard of her and the first time they heard her sing was that national anthem,
Yeah,
I'd be like, why you have this amateur up here?
yeah,
right.
yes, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, Fergie. But Fergie, you did the damn thing with
Mm-hmm.
that costume. So I don't know if you guys have heard anything. There was a picture that was posted last week of Justin Bieber. It appears as though he was sitting alone at a park on a park bench eating a burrito,
hmm
but he was eating the burrito horizontally. Is that correct? Whereas here's the burrito, and instead of turning it and biting it and eating it that way, he was biting right in the middle of it.
So okay.
Okay, first of all, in
So-
what world is Justin Bieber in a park by himself eating a burrito?
Right.
Yes,
Second of all, that's wrong. You don't eat a burrito that way.
it,
Third
it
of all-
was.
So we did a little research
Uh-huh.
on this
Mhm.
and found out that it was an actual prank.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't even Justin Bieber
Yeah.
himself; it was a
It
lookalike.
wasn't?
Mhm.
No, it was not.
I knew it was
So-
a prank, but that's a damn good lookalike.
Yeah. So they found a lookalike, and it was some. What did I tell you? It was like some like sister company to YouTube or something. I don't know. And they just decided they wanted to do this prank and see how viral it can get. But then it got really,
Really
viral.
viral, yeah.
And they were, they were contacted and had to come and do, they were wanting these people to come and do interviews on this prank that they did, and then they realized, okay, we're kind of in over our heads.
Getting
It
out of
was a good
control.
one because first of all, it looks just like Justin
does.
Bieber. So when I saw that it was a prank, I didn't see all the details about, they actually had a lookalike. I still thought it was Justin, but
No.
just like staging
With a
the whole
lookalike.
thing.
Mhm.
But here's the question that everyone on the internet was talking about is what is the right way to eat a burrito?
Well, it's certainly not from the middle. Who does
This
that?
is like the debate between which way your toilet paper should be facing.
yes.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Except that there is a right way to eat a burrito, and it's not that.
And it's not in the middle.
Well, see, and here's the thing. Everyone has their own little thing. For me, I personally like to cut it in the middle
and you have
first
two halves.
and have the two halves.
Right.
Yeah. And then eat it
Like
vertically.
a mini burrito.
Yes.
Exactly.
But I think there's some people out there who really eat the burrito from the middle.
But I don't understand why you would do that. Wouldn't the stuff like fall out in the
'Cause you
middle
have
and
to
then it would
eat
get on your
through.
hands?
Yeah.
I have a thing with my hands. I can't have
You
food
don't
touch
like-
my hands. No, I really cannot. I have a grease thing. I can't touch grease. I can't touch it. No. I gotta have napkins. I gotta have it. I have like big stack of them. I can't do it.
It's a big dramatization whenever Jenny
is.
Flinn eats, is it?
It is. I gotta eat with a fork or a spoon. I can't touch it.
Well, here's it like chicken. That's always a debate because some people fried chicken. I'll say that. Some people say that you should eat it with a fork. Some people say you should pick it up. Then you have some people
What
that
kind of
How do you
chicken?
eat it with a fork?
fried chicken.
Oh, fried chicken.
Mhm.
Oh, I think you really need it. I think you're supposed to eat it with your hands.
I think you're supposed to
Yeah.
eat it with your hands.
Mhm.
And then there's some people that are funny that they eat the chicken right until they get close to the bone,
Mhm.
and then they can't eat it anymore.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
can't deal with the bone or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've met a lot of people like that recently, and they're like, no, I can't eat meat if it's my bone. I'm like, I've watched my mother eat a bone. I have watched my mother crack a bone, suck the marrow out, and still chew on it. So,
She's using it as a toothpick afterwards.
Oh,
girl, you know
my
Charlotte?
God.
Because that is exactly some shit she would do.
I kind of want to see that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So to me, it just sounds really, really odd. But I'm meeting more and more people that are like, they can't do the bone, the chicken,
Yeah.
none of that.
I
I'm
can't. I can't do any kind of meat with bones in it.
Like, Rip, but
Mhm.
all the flavor comes from the
Yes.
bone.
Can't do it.
I think that's why they like it, because they know that there's more flavor, but then the bone grosses them out, so they have this complex where they like
Mhm.
eat it just till they see the bone.
Oh yeah,
and then-
bones, tendons, fat. I can't. Absolutely not.
I-
Eric Flynn will pick up a chicken bone. He will go inhale it and pull it out, and it'll be like a bone. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, but really, he really does eat like the chicken wings all the way down to the bone, and I can't.
It's good.
I can't do it. What? There's like weird, crunchy stuff in there, and that's not even
Like the gristle.
Oh,
Like that's good. I love. It's so much flavor packed in there. You chew it and.
Seriously, what's wrong with your mom?
Like,
He's like, I eat bones too. So he's like, what do you mean? We eat bones in this house. So, which is weird because I can't ask my husband because he's allergic to chicken, so he has no clue.
You're allergic to chicken?
Are you
Producer James
allergic to chicken?
This is my first time hearing.
Really?
I've never heard anybody allergic to chicken.
Yeah.
Chicken, turkey, farm-raised catfish, tilapia.
Like all protein, basically?
Basically, except for pork and beef.
Well, no, I can eat pork, beef, wild fish, shrimp, shellfish, all that. It's whatever's in chicken is like deadly. Like
But he can eat eggs.
Anaphylactic. But I can eat eggs.
What?
That's interesting.
It's like
I've
if I
never
eat chicken and
heard
I
that.
have like chicken grease on my lips from eating on the chicken and the bones,
Yeah.
and I kiss him, his lips will balloon.
What?
I've never heard of that.
So do you like use that to your advantage? And you're like, don't come near me.
I've
come
always
near me.
told him he's going to piss me off
And
really
then you're gonna try
bad
to
one
kiss him
time.
with chicken grease on you.
I'm
You're
gonna
gonna put
soak my whole body in
It's some-
chicken broth.
like chicken broth, put it in his.
And be like,
That's horrible.
hey.
That's horrible.
That's my chicken broth.
Funny at all.
That's my chicken broth.
I've been telling him that for years, and then everyone always kind of looks. They're like, "So you're married to a white guy
Oh my
No, that's
in
not
a
what they're
black
asking.
family,
As I
and
said,
it's-
that's what they're really asking. How do you, as a white guy, live in a black family?
and not be able to eat chicken." It's you, and you forget all the time because sometimes like, "Oh, this is so good." You want something? Oh, never mind. So. Yeah, that's always a good
Wow.
conversation starter with my husband's allergic to chicken. So since it's Halloween, do you ladies have any Halloween plans or traditions that you guys follow?
No, other than just, like letting the kids dress up and go and trick or treat. We did, my whole family actually did have a tradition where we would go to my grandma's house, and my grandma would, no matter how old we were, would have like little bags of candy for each one of the grandkids.
Yeah.
And was Spanish, full on Spanish, and we would knock on the door and she would open it, and every time, it didn't even matter if we were like, one of my cousins dressed up as like Minnie Mouse.
Yeah.
And we'd open the door and she would be like, "Oh, you're scared, Grandma." And it's like, she's Minnie Mouse. Grandma, she's Minnie Mouse.
But mice are scary.
But she just wanted, like, she was just the sweetest, and she did it every single year for as long as I can remember. And then finally, towards the end, when she kind of got a little sick, she kind of like dropped off. And my cousins and I were kind of talking. We were disappointed. We were like, "Grandma's not gonna do," and we're like grown adults. Grandma's not gonna do candy this year. It was sad.
But you look forward to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's a tradition.
Yeah.
What about you, Sarah?
Oh, my family didn't give a crap. Well, I mean, truthfully, Halloween was just one of those holidays that wasn't a big, he's going to bite you.
No, he's not.
He's my friend.
Is he growling?
No.
Can
No,
you feel
he's
him?
fine.
Oh,
He's actually fine.
He's been really sweet to y'all.
Tangent. Okay.
Right.
So, no, but my family, Halloween was just one of those holidays where if we wanted to go trick-or-treating, we could do that. And
Right.
we got too old to trick-or-treat. I don't even remember what we did after that.
Right.
We went to bed. I don't
Yeah.
No, you
Yeah,
ate
that's
all of
true.
the candy.
We would just go buy the candy since we're
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
adults and then eat it and then go to bed.
Well,
I
the
don't know,
kids
we just
now, the
didn't
kids
have-
eat the candy as soon as they go get it.
Yeah.
They dump it all out on the floor and eat all the candy, and that's why this year
There's no school
there's
the
no
next
school
day.
the next
yeah.
day after Halloween.
Yeah, and I remember from, my career being a social worker inside the schools, I'm like, that's the smartest thing that the school
Ooh,
district
yes.
has done.
No, I agree.
Yeah, and even today, Skylar, her class went on a field trip. So they're not even in the school. I'm like, the schools are getting pretty gosh darn smart. So what do you guys think about their trying to say that teenagers are not allowed to trick or treat? I think that's
You know what?
silly.
Yeah, I think it's silly. I mean, if they're wanting to go out there and trick or treat, at least they're not on the street doing drugs. or something,
Yeah.
you know?
And then a lot of them probably take their younger siblings with
That
trick or
is
treating.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because that's what I was doing. Like, oh, take your sister
Yeah.
trick or treating. I
It's
don't
my-
want to
yeah,
do
see,
that.
What is the
Taylor and,
reasoning behind that?
There wasn't a
That's
real
what I
good
wanna
one.
know.
Yeah, I mean,
It
there's
really
not,
wasn't.
there's not a good reason. There's just
Basically
not.
saying that they're nuisances, and I'm like, that's what's wrong. Kids, teenagers feel like they get on adults' nerves.
Yep.
Oh boy, producer James, he has to chime in. Chime.
Yeah, but what about those teenage kids who always ran around in front of the younger kids, stole the candy, like emptied out the front doors, and then stole other candy from other kids? Some teenagers are
Well, if they
pieces of shit.
stole, then they deserve a beat down.
Some are, but like so are some like
Little kids,
6-year-olds.
yes.
Some of them kind of make me want to cry, and I'm 30.
6-year-olds
So-
are mean, and they're brutally honest.
Unless we've got, then
Oh, yes.
everyone needs to be everyone needs to have an
A
actual adult
chaperone.
within them.
Yeah, I don't know. Scholars having people come over, so I guess that's the best way to kind of entertain them and be able to see what they're doing and more so what they're not doing.
Mhm.
Because it's kind of, I've always been afraid of trick or treating a little bit because how old are you?
37.
So do you remember when we were younger? Our parents would always tell us the stories about, well, maybe it was just my parents because they didn't like me. So they told me scary stories about trick or treating. Like the people used to poison the candy, to put needles in the candy.
Mhm.
And then the candy apples would have like razor blades in them. So in my head, I've always been kind of like, yeah, we can go, but
Don't touch any of the
that candy. Yeah,
Right.
one of those parents. Okay, so when we get back, we're going to see what the ladies from Femme Fatale have been up to since the last time they were on the Libra Lounge. We'll be right back.
Femme Fatale is the fully equipped boutique-style gym and fitness club that is taking a new and innovative approach to women's health and fitness. Our main goal is to provide a comfortable and completely judgment-free venue for women of all ages and fitness levels to come exercise and feel like a positive, fit family. We understand the busy lifestyle of today's women, so we also provide 30 minutes to 1 hour fitness classes, including the newest trends like boot camps, yoga, and body bar. We also offer a break room for school-aged children to hang out, as well as a tanning bed and sauna. We are located at 689 FM 517 West in Dickinson, Texas, and our phone number is 281-678-8037. Mention the Libra Lounge and get $10 off your initiation fee. We look forward to growing our fit family with you.
All right, Miss Jenny Flinn, owner of Femme Fatale all-female gym.
Yes, ma'am.
People are still surprised to hear that.
Yeah, they are.
I've never heard of another female gym. Like on TV and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, there's some female, I guess, like inspired, different options out there,
Right.
but not everything that we have. Not,
Right.
The gym and workouts and bar and yoga and tanning and sauna and
All that good stuff. All the good stuff that women love
Not
to have
bragging,
around
but,
them.
yeah.
Yeah, the other gyms are just not as good as Femme Fatale. That's why we don't hear that much about them. So what's been going on since the last time you guys were here?
Oh man. Well, we implemented our new personal training program. We talked
Mhm.
about that a little bit. Other than that, I mean, we've just been trying to book as many clients as we can. We had our Halloween event, which was amazing. We gave away tons of prizes. We did, free yoga, free bar, free personal training, this awesome gym bag that everybody wanted.
Yeah.
Who
I
won
tried
that
to hide
bag?
it. Oh.
Shannon.
What's her address?
Oh my God. I told her, I said, everybody's been eyeing this bag.
Yeah.
So you may want to just be careful in the parking lot. You may get mugged.
that bag was super cute.
You may get mugged for that bag.
When I stopped by there, and there was a lot of ladies that looked just like you. It was really confusing.
Let me tell you
what was going on with
happened.
that? I was just like, Jenny,
All right.
Jenny.
So for a whole month, I don't even know when they came up with it, but I could tell they were hiding something from
Yeah.
me. This is the whole staff, my all female staff. And I kept asking, kept prying, and no one would tell me. So finally, the day of the event, I get there early, and the parking lot was full with all of their cars. They had gotten there before me.
Oh, wow.
So I walk in, and as I walk in, I'm intercepted by one of my receptionists, and she says, "You can't come in here." And I'm like, this is kind of my gym. Well, don't go in your office. And I'm like, it's kind of my office. So she runs in my office before me, and she gets this binder and puts this binder up on the camera so I can't see what's going on in the gym. And then they won't let me in the studio, and I'm like, what is going on? Meanwhile, the event's about to start.
Right.
I still have all these different things to do besides get myself ready too.
Yeah. And your
so
staff is acting a fool, and you don't know why.
And the staff won't let me in the
Increasingly getting angry, and we're like,
increasingly
we gotta
getting-
hurry.
I'm like opening the doors, and I'm like, guys, I need some help. So I go, well, what do you need? And I go, I need somebody to do this. I need somebody to do this. Somebody wants to buy a t-shirt at the front. And
Right.
they go, can't you do it?
It's your gym. Can't you make that sale?
Go.
was like,
I said,
oh,
no.
God.
I got to get myself ready.
Were you ready to like fire everyone right then and there?
No, of course not. But Chelsea opens the door, and then she steps out, and I look at her and I go, are you me? And she just starts cracking up laughing, opens the doors. They are all me.
That's
Every single one of them
hilarious.
dressed up just like me. They got blonde wigs. If they didn't have blonde hair, they got these aren't extensions, but like they got
They
these,
had
like,
it. The
you
two
know, the red
tones, yeah.
they did tattoos and painted tattoos on themselves, and they even had the bangs. They were walking around with like the bang drink.
The drink.
It was hilarious. And actually
That
my
was
cousin
cute.
Anita actually got mistaken for me like 4 times
Yep.
during the event.
I can't believe it.
It was hilarious.
I mean, because I remember when I was leaving, one of the other Jennies was leaving, and I actually said, "Oh, Jenny got a new car," and then I was like, "Oh, never mind. It's one of the imposter Jennies that's
Would you
getting
like me
into
to
the
tell
vehicle."
you what happened, why we did this?
Why?
I will be brief.
Okay.
Because Miss Jenny here was like, made a big deal, like, we need to do team costumes. We need to be a team.
I know where this is going.
And we're like, okay. And she's like, we're brainstorming different ideas so that we can all be like, all do Mario Kart or Ninja Turtle or a team thing. Then the next time we have a meeting, she's like, I already bought my costume. What are y'all gonna be? And we're like, what the heck? So then we all decided, how funny would it be if we all showed up as her? So we're still being a team.
yes.
That was
They killed it.
that was a great idea. I
They
was just
killed it.
like, I think they just killed Halloween with that.
They
It was
did.
really, really cute. And to see it on Facebook whenever people were going live, because I was like,
Yes.
I actually put a comment. I was like, is that someone dressed as Jenny?
Yeah.
And then I think it was, I can't remember who it was. They're like, there's a lot of Jennies up here. And I'm like, oh
Yes.
boy.
Yes.
They
So,
all did, and they all looked amazing. They
So
killed it.
good.
so, you guys, y'all are all about y'all's business, but y'all make things so much fun. How do you keep up a rapport with your clients? How do you manage that balance? Because, sweet, nice, cool, chill. That's how you all are. But then you got to get down to business. How do
Right.
you do that?
So my clients personally, they know that, whenever I say, all right, let's start the warm up, they
Mhm.
know that that's trainer Jenny. And sometimes I even talk to my staff that way. I said, okay, I'm coming to you like owner Jenny, or I'm coming to you like friend Jenny.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But most of my clients know it's down to business, and we laugh and we talk, and but when it comes down to it, sometimes I've pulled clients aside and we'll talk to them, and I'll say, hey, like, I know you're not doing what you need to do.
Yeah.
And at that point, they realize, yeah, you're right. And, we just have a talk. And I'm not one of those people in the beginning that, this is another thing with women, is that they're so afraid to go to personal trainers because they
Mhm.
don't want to just get like killed the
Yeah.
first day.
Mm-hmm.
And with women, especially when you start getting, up in age, there's stuff that we have to deal with.
Right.
We can't just bring women in and kill them on the first day because they're never going to come back
Right.
and see me.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to start, step by step. So, and I explain that to everyone, and they appreciate that. They
Mhm.
appreciate me being, upfront and real and honest with them. And I'm not one of those boot camp style,
Yeah.
people. And, I don't yell and there's a couple times I've been stern.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, whenever I'm stern and I I'll kind of be
I
like,
bet
"Get your."
that's scary though.
No, I'm just like,
Is it scary?
no, I mean,
it's just setting boundaries
Yeah.
for
setting
the
ba-
relationship.
either
Yeah.
that or it's, you know, like I'm telling them I can tell they're not on their meal plan, and
Right.
our measurements aren't where I need them to be, and
Mhm.
body fat's not changing, and I say you need to get your ass on a plan.
Right.
Get your ass on the plan, and they go,
Okay.
and they come back, and it's not that they're scared,
Right.
and I've just heard a lot of clients say, I just don't want to disappoint. I don't want to
Mhm.
disappoint. I don't want to be a disappointment.
Yeah.
And that's the
Mhm.
whole thing behind it. Like
Right.
that's why I'm there. I'm there to motivate them and, you know, and uplift them through this journey. And
Right.
so, but yeah, that's, you know, it's kind of how we do.
Because I'm sure there's time. I'm sure you've seen tears.
Yes.
And I know you said, you know, once, you know, when we get to a certain age, you know, I think I shared with you guys how I used to work out with a personal trainer, and our first session, I threw up and peed.
Yeah, you did tell me.
And
I
I
was
was
laughing
just
at her right now.
like, oh my God. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm wet. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
It's everywhere. There's liquid
Yes,
everywhere.
Yes, and I'm just like, can I continue to do this?
Mhm.
You know, so I'm glad that you said that and you acknowledged that. I mean,
Mhm.
because when you do get up in a certain age, things just
Yeah.
change and react.
Things
Mhm.
change
Like
after
differently.
you have a child. After
Right.
you give birth, stuff happens. There's just your
Yeah.
body's not the same.
Yeah,
And you know, that's the majority of women we work with is,
yeah,
so I mean, I worked with right now I have a lot of clients that don't have children, but you know, the ones that do, I understand because I'm a mom myself,
Right.
you know, and I've been there and done that.
right.
So
It's tough, you know, because I finally just stopped saying last year, you know, I just had a baby. This is
Like,
still the
she's-
baby fact.
she's 16.
I finally just, you know, I'm like, you know what? I may need to just give up that lie and come up with something
Yeah, we
else.
gotta move on.
Right. So what kind of I know you guys do assessment. So what's
Right.
the kind of the evaluation process, and why do you do that with new clients? Because not a lot of trainers do.
Right. Yeah. So and I've come to realize that after time, you know, and somebody will, you know, say, hey, I'm interested in training, and I won't quote them any kind of price before I see them in person first.
Mm-hmm.
So the assessment gives me a chance to look at the body to see if there's, you know, any type of imbalances that we're working with. A lot of people have had prior surgeries or
Mhm.
injuries or something, and all of those things affect the body in
Yeah.
a certain type of
Mhm.
way. So I need to know what kind of medications they're on. I need to, you know, and so we conduct the assessment, and it takes about an hour. And sometimes I realize that whenever I, you know, ask them, oh, have you worked with a trainer before? And they go, yeah, or they'll say, no, I've never have. So then I can explain the assessment to them. But the ones that have worked with trainers before, and then at the end, I'll say, have you ever had an assessment like that before? And they go, never in my life. That was so informative. That was so helpful, you know. And then it really gives me a starting point.
Yeah.
And that's the point of the assessment. And so then we kind of talk about goals and like their nutrition, what they're currently doing, and put together a program for that. So not everybody's the same.
Right.
Everybody that walks in the door is different.
It's completely different, has completely different goals and everything. So this is a question for both of you. How do you keep a client who's completely discouraged, motivated? You know, I know for me, just in like in my marriage, there's moments where I'm completely discouraged but my husband knows the right things to say. How do you do that with clients who you see, you know, only a certain amount of time during the week, and yes, you build a relationship with them, but I mean, you can have someone who's discouraged and you just have no idea why. How do you keep them motivated?
So you have to develop that trust and that relationship, I think, in the beginning, to where they feel comfortable talking to you. I think,
Right.
You know?
I've always just maintained the belief that the more authentic, genuine, and vulnerable you are yourself with them, it opens up the floor for them to be as well. So when they get discouraged, it's easy for me, at least with yoga clients, to say, well, I can at least empathize in this way, and this is what I did, and I don't think there's ever been a situation where I can't relate in some way.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And you know, if they are so discouraged, nothing I say is going to be helpful, then maybe I don't need to be saying anything at all. Just let them know, you know what, if you need me, I'm here.
Right.
But in a sense,
if not, you know,
like, in a sense, training is kind of like therapy.
Therapy, yes.
You know,
Yeah.
because you know, my clients will talk to me and they'll tell me things, and you know, Sushi, are you okay?
He's breathing heavy all of a
He's
sudden.
breathing heavy.
That was
like,
fake.
Something's happening.
When he's not getting attention, he'll have to sneeze or cough or, I can't breathe all of a sudden. Everyone look at me. Yeah, he will do stuff to get attention. See, he does stuff to get attention. He's such a man, I tell you.
So cute. I can't stand it.
Well, I like what Sarah said about, you know, being able to relate because I took bar class and I really was just like, I'm not gonna make it, but I swear I heard Sarah go, "Oof." And I was like, okay, you know what?
Yeah.
It's just okay. It's not just hard on me. It's hard on all of us. That sound, I was able to finish the class.
I was literally like dying in that class.
Oh man.
And I was in the back and I'm like, if Keisha can do it, I
Yeah,
can do it.
I was just like, okay. I was like, this.
That's the whole point behind this place, is to motivate and empower other women.
Yeah.
I've taken Anita's class. Here's me walking into her class. I'm like, oh, this is like
and you're a trainer and the
Pilates.
owner.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
the yoga
you
teacher
know,
and I'm struggling.
I
helps other people.
jump into this class thinking, man, I'm just gonna walk out of here with no sweat.
Right.
I died.
Yeah.
I died. It's
Bar
just
is crazy.
It is a different workout and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And when you're done, you're like, I
Made it
freaking
through.
did this.
Yeah.
I did it.
It looks so pretty and sexy when you watch a bar class. Now, mind you, Sherry had a full face of makeup on. Her hair was done. She didn't sweat that whole time. And I'm
That's
just
our sunshine
like,
cherry.
I'm like, how is it that, like, I was slipping on the floor from sweat. And I'm like, is my weave still in here and everything that I sweated out? And then I look at Sherry, she's like, that was great, everyone. I'm like, she's not real. She can't be a real person because she has like no sweat on her at all. So how do you guys how do you keep up with your fitness training knowledge, and why is that important? Because I see you guys talking all the time about, you know, you're studying for an exam and doing all these things, and I know sometimes you guys go to different studios and, you know, do classes there. So why is that important for you guys?
Well, the fitness industry is just ever changing. And the thing is that there's no giant governing body over fitness.
Oh, there's
So
not.
There's certain, you know, different places that you can go get certifications from, but there's nothing saying, you know, like completely over you. Like you have like the, you know, like for example, if you're a realtor, there's Houston area realtors that kind of, you know, there's not really anything like that for to become a certified trainer. Other than just your specific school that you decide to go through to get your certification. So just the industry within itself completely changes all the time. You have to make sure that you are educated in the current, you know, trends and you know, just things change all the time. So, and that's my one of my biggest things when I opened Femme was all of my people have to be educated, hands down. They have to want to have a passion for education too. I'm just not going to hire somebody who goes, I have a certification and, you know, no, it doesn't work like that. You know, we talk about training a lot. We talk about, you know, going to different seminars and things, and it's only going to help us. And we don't ever claim to be, you know, the most knowledgeable and, you know, the best of the best. We kind of are the best of the best. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. But no, we do want to, you know, we just want to keep learning.
Trying
And that's
to improve
what I want to do.
ourselves too as people. And it's just as we are working on our own personal growth, we learn things and then share it. We're teachers. And I mean, in general, as human beings, we're not the same person every single day or in any given moment.
Even as women.
So then how can we expect
Especially
the same thing
women.
to work over a long period of time?
But some trainers, once they get the certification, they're done. They don't seek to grow or expand their knowledge or anything like that. So I know you said that it's, you know, the industry is always changing. Are there certain changes that you see like, oh, that's new, but I don't want to incorporate that in Femme Fatale? or Femme Fatale, as my dad calls it.
Femme
Fatale.
Some people have called it Sim Satal.
What?
With an
Like,
S.
you're not even trying.
Yeah.
It doesn't even start with that letter.
That's I got something in the mail and it said Sim with an S, Sim Satali.
That sounds like an Italian name
I
or
don't
something
even
like
know.
that. That's
don't even
funny.
know.
My dad's like, "Are you going to? I saw you eat that cake. Are you going to Femme Fatale?"
Matter of fact, the phone hasn't rang yet, so that's weird because they always call you right in the middle of the show.
You know why? Because it's downstairs.
That's what it is.
It's
That's
down.
what it is.
Yeah. So my dad, he was down here Saturday, and now mind you, he brought me this fan. It has to be the best cake I've ever had. Okay, like literally, you could touch it and butter is all down your hand. He's like, "You going to Femme Fatale?" I expect to see a post that says Femme Fatale. I'm like, no, I'm in a carbon sugar coma over here. No, I'm not gonna make it. So what's a trend, a fitness trend that you don't want to bring into Femme Fatale?
I feel like there's a lot, but I can't think of any.
Well, there is. I mean,
How about goat yoga?
well, Sarah and I have actually done goat yoga.
We bonded over goat yoga.
Yeah, we did. We did. At the very, very beginning, I said, I want to do this. And she goes, I kind of want to do it too.
It looks so cute,
just
but
to try it. Well, you know
It's
what? I
different.
think it all depends on what your intention is behind whatever it is that you're doing as a trainer or as a yoga teacher or whatever. And goat yoga works for the people who teach it because their intention behind it is, I can't speak for them, but maybe they want people to have fun or feel comfortable. Well, that's not exactly. I'm not that I don't want people to have fun and be comfortable, but we're also going for transformation and personal growth, and that doesn't help facilitate that, in my belief.
Right.
So we don't have it.
because I would be playing with goats the whole time
Exactly.
and getting nothing accomplished.
Which is great,
Right.
you know, then go to goat yoga and do that.
You
Right.
can't do that all the time, though. You can't
Right.
continue. Like, that has to be like a special time to do goat
and that's,
yoga.
and we both said, you know, this is a one and done thing. Like we
Yeah.
We
experienced
tried
it.
it was fun.
It was
Okay.
fun, and we got to say that we did it, and then that's pretty much it.
Yeah, because I can't see like someone having goat yoga class 5 days a week. Like for like, let's say you've got your clientele and every class is goat yoga. It just seems like nothing would get accomplished at all. Plus, there's a lot of shit and piss to have to clean up afterwards.
Honestly, and I didn't even really. I mean, I realized, okay, we're working with live animals here, but I didn't realize the level of like this lady had like a Louis Vuitton bag and the goat peed on it. And
It was
like,
hilarious.
they pooped on one of the mats, and I was like, "Whoa!"
See, you don't see that whenever you
It
see
was
postings
muddy
and stuff like that.
outside.
Oh, see, that
there's
would've-
mosquitoes.
Oh, no.
Like we had to put mosquito spray on.
Yeah.
We were slippery, and
So I think it really depends on like your intention behind it. Another one I get a lot is hot yoga. Well, why don't you do hot yoga? And we've talked about it. We've entertained it, but it's just the way I was taught traditionally is that you are learning to build your own internal fire. That you can create that without anything external.
Right.
So that's why I
She's
teach
so
the way
deep.
that I teach. Well, that's
And I took your yoga class. It was very hot.
your eyelash fell off.
My eyelash actually,
you had an eyelash blowout.
girl, me and
Yeah,
these
Anita
lashes.
put it back on.
Anita had to get her glue and help me out and put it back on. It was very hot. Like I had sweat in every crack and crevice of my body. So I'm like, why would someone need hot yoga? It's hot as hell in here right now.
See,
and
that
there's an
works.
AC on.
It works for some people to go have that external source.
Yeah.
It's just not what I choose to do.
Right.
Because of my intention behind my classes.
I just can't imagine actually taking a hot yoga class. That seems like to me you wouldn't even be able to walk out. You'd be
Here's
dehydrated
what you do.
afterwards.
In the middle of summer in Texas, you go outside.
Go outside and do
there's
yoga?
your hot yoga.
There's your hot yoga.
I'm not
There you
even joking.
Here you go.
Okay, so what are each of your own personal fitness goals? I don't think I've ever asked a trainer anything like that before. Do y'all have personal fitness goals, or
Oh
have
yeah, I think all of us do. I think we each
do
have our
share?
own,
Do share?
I think we each have our own little thing, you know. My initial goal with Femme was to get the doors open. So we went through this, you know, the horrible time after the hurricane, and I think a lot of us, most of my staff, kind of went into this like, you know, we lost our gym, we lost our family, we lost, you know, our friendship, we lost all of these good vibes, and it just kind of sent us in this like little downward spiral of kind of like just sadness,
like a
and
downward
depression
dog.
like a downward dog.
Did you see me doing it all wrong? I'm trying to do.
But my main goal was just let me just get the doors open, and I completely put my own fitness goals on the back burner. I said I don't, and for me to be completely dedicated, you know, to myself, I have to be completely like focused. And sometimes fitness can be like a selfish thing, you know, especially when you start getting into, you know, fitness competitions and stuff. You really have to focus on yourself 100% of the time. And as a mom, you know, and as a wife, that's kind of, it's hard to do.
And a business owner.
It's really hard to do. So my, eventually, you know, who knows, you know, that might be in my future, you know, fitness competition. I would like to do it, to experience it. I've had a lot of people ask me about training them for that, and that's not what I specialize in. So I will, you know, I'll always give them information for, you know, somebody else who can take them through an actual competition prep. I prepped for a few myself. I was in the middle of prepping for one, and then the hurricane hit and ruined everything.
That Harvey, I tell you, something else.
Yeah, I was doing pretty good, and then that came through, and you know, but so that might start up again. But there's certain things that I have to focus on first, and that's the business, and that's my staff, and that's my clients, and you know, I need to get my mind in the right, you know, in the right place to
Can you imagine like your cheer section if you were in a fitness competition? Like seriously, that would be insane. Oh, I'm sorry, this is only for Femme Fatale right here. This whole section. You have to go sit over there.
Sometimes they're weird. You don't know when I would even be on stage.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to be there all day, and it's kind of, you know. So, I mean, I would definitely invite everybody, but it's kind of, sometimes it's kind of boring.
Well, you know, my dad was a professional bodybuilder all while I grew up. Yes. So literally, when I think back to childhood, I do not remember ever seeing my dad without a gold gym shirt on. Like that's all. Really? Like those are the memories that always. Yes, very. Just I remember that, and the training. I guess I didn't get it now because it was just the norm. But you're right. You have to dedicate so much time when you're getting ready to compete. Right. That it's tunnel vision. You know, and to me, I think it's a lot easier for men to be able to do that than women, because women do so many things, you know. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Jenny and Sarah from Femme Fatale. Hey guys, it's Keisha, the host of the Libra Lounge with Keisha podcast and web series. If you follow me on social media, you know that the Million Harris is one of the sponsors of the show. I've told you all about the great hair products for both men and women that they have, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to actually see some of their hair bundles. Here they are. What I did was I ordered both 20 and 22-inch Malaysian bundles and a frontal from the Million Harris and took them to my stylist and had her make this unit. Yes, this is actually a lace front unit made from the bundles I purchased at the Million Harris. I usually don't wear this much hair extensions, nor do I wear it this long, but I really, really love it. The hair feels amazing. It looks great. I've been getting compliments everywhere that I go. So make sure to go to her website or stop by the shop and get your order on. She's got hair products, bundles, and mink lashes. Make sure to use my discount code Libra20 for 20% off your total purchase. Welcome back, guys. So I wanted to kind of switch it up a little bit and talk about something that I like a lot, which is food. So, you know, I wanted to ask you, because working out is one thing, but it has to go hand in hand with healthy eating. Right. What's the best way to teach yourself how to marry those two things? What advice do you give your clients?
Discipline.
That
One
may be
word.
why I have a problem, because I'm not disciplined at all.
You have to be mentally ready
Yeah.
to do something.
Yeah.
So that's part of the reason why I bring people in and meet with them first.
Mhm.
I literally ask them deep emotional questions, and some people have come back and said, "Oh, well, I just want a trainer," and I'm like, "Okay, but why? Like,
Mhm.
what's the reasoning?" "Oh, I just want a trainer." And I'm like, okay, but you have to, are you ready to adhere to this plan? Are you ready to change your eating habits? And some people are like, no, not really. Oh, and also I'm still going to drink on the weekends because that's just what I do. And
Right.
I will say, thank you for coming in. Sorry,
Mhm.
James. Thank you for coming in. This is not for you.
They
And
just want
I've
to do it
turned-
because it's like the thing to have, is say,
Right.
I have a trainer.
I have literally
Yeah.
turned people away because they are not mentally ready.
Right.
So you have to be able to mentally know in your head that I'm ready for a change.
Mhm.
And why, so that when you get in those slumps, you have that big
Right.
why
Exactly.
to go back to, this is why I'm doing
Right.
this for
And
me.
you have written, you want to write your goals down. You want to have written goals, something that you can look out every single day. Sometimes I tell some people come to me and they say, well, I have this event coming up in 3 or 4 months, and it's like a vacation, and I'm like, okay, well, go get your bikini, put your bikini on the wall so you can see it every single day. It's something that you can visualize, happening, and it works for them.
Well,
So-
how do you guys, you're there to witness them doing the workout or the yoga class, but you're not there when they're having to make decisions about food.
Okay,
Right.
so this is funny because your clients, Jenny's got, I'm sitting at the front a lot. So a lot of times before they go in to meet with Jenny, they're like, Sarah, I had some brownies right before I came up here. And I'm like, I'm going to tell her what you just told me, right? But I understand what they're saying.
Mhm.
And I had a thought, but I lost it. So if you want to say what you need to say.
Well, it's you know what? We're real human
Right.
beings. Everyone makes mistakes. No one, and unless you are going through a competition where you actually have phases of different eating, you've got a peak week that you go through right beforehand, and unless you are doing that, then you're going to make a little bit of mistakes. And I look at macros and all of those things, and and I tell people you're going to make a mistake, but the true key, and I'll let them come to me and I'll let them tell me this, is when they get into it and they start, they're on their plan for a little while and they start exercising, and they come to me and they go, man, like, really have a lot of energy today. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Mm,
and then they go, man, that was easier for me to do than last time.
Right.
that's
Man,
right.
I'm feeling like a healthy gut feeling, like I
Right.
don't feel bloated anymore. Like,
So that's the marriage
Yes.
of the
Yes.
working
Right.
out and the
and then
food.
they'll eat something bad,
And they feel like, shh.
That's
and-
what I was going to say.
and
So
they-
the brownie people
and it-
are like, and I feel horrible.
and it
and I
absolutely-
feel bad.
no,
and
it
they know they're going to
physically-
feel bad during the workout.
right, because you're giving your body the food that it wants to have, and for so long, and then it's like, yes, and then you eat something bad, pizza or whatever, you literally feel that.
Horrible.
You can
So I'm
feel it.
like,
You can smell it in your
yeah.
sweat.
Yeah.
You can feel it in your energy level. You can feel it in your gut.
How do they not have the poops after they eat the brownies
They
right
do.
before a class? Yeah. and
Some
I'm
of
like,
them
I would have the
do.
total poops.
And I'm like, remember this day.
Yeah.
No,
Take
and
a
it's
picture of
sometimes-
yourself.
You don't want to feel like that again
And-
at the gym
yeah.
with the poops and you're in the bathroom
and,
doing
so,
your
and,
session.
it's the same thing with alcohol too.
Mhm.
We have a
Yes.
lot of
Oh,
clients
yeah.
that we have to transition them off of the way that they drink, and and I said, well, it's gonna depend. If you get to a point where you're like, man, this is what I want to do now, fitness is what I want to do,
Mhm.
and you're gonna go home and you're gonna drink 3 or 4 drinks, and you're gonna wake up in the morning, come to your session, and you're gonna hate life.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what led me into doing what I do now, is because I legit was like an alcoholic for a really long time. And I got into fitness, and I didn't like the way that I felt, even though I would always tell people, oh, I'm just such, I'm a social drinker, and
Right.
I'm got like this huge tolerance for alcohol, and I'll be fine, and I'm and then I started getting into fitness, and I'm like, I don't like the way that I feel.
Mhm.
In fitness at this point, that's kind of more important. It kind of
Right.
took it took a front seat,
Right.
and alcohol
Mhm.
took a back seat, and that's how I was slowly able to get off of it, just because I felt so good
Right.
without it.
Well, I had a pretty embarrassing moment at the gym because I ate really bad the night before and went and worked out. And I was like, I cannot do my friend's bathroom like this. But I did my friend's bathroom like that, and I felt so bad. I mean, sure, everything was clean
We
and
got spray in
smelled
there.
good. I know. I was like, they have everything. They've got the gym hairspray. They've got the air freshener spray.
Yeah.
They've got the Bath and Body Works lotion and stuff like this. I'm like, I feel a lot better about what I did because I know I'm doing everything within my power to make it smell good. But yes, it is not cute when you've got the poops at the gym.
You know
So,
what? It
yeah.
happens though. I mean,
Yeah.
it happens.
And we're real people,
Yeah.
and we know
with
it happens.
supplements and food. I mean, you're eating
Yeah.
fiber,
Yeah.
and you know it's normal.
Even when you're eating healthy, that making that change.
Mhm.
Sometimes your
Yeah.
tummy
Yeah.
is like,
Yeah, your body will go through a
what's this?
transition.
Well, y'all have
Yeah.
a very clean bathroom, so I really appreciated that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I guess it's one of the perks of going to an all-female gym.
That's right.
So, it is a huge difference from when you are doing like your regular family grocery shopping and then you are on a meal plan
Mm-hmm.
and then you're having to change your way of eating and it's so much more expensive.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Not necessarily. If you do it the right way, you actually spend more if you were to go out to dinner. So say, me and my family, when we go out to dinner, we spend anywhere from like a family of 4, and actually it's kind of sort of 3 adults because Taylor's 17
Right.
now. He eats like a man.
Yeah.
So we're looking at like $60 to like $120 sometimes,
Mhm.
and
Easy.
that's just in one sitting.
Right.
And I can make all of my meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and all my snacks in between. Sometimes I have meals in between. Sometimes I eat 5 to 6 times a day.
Mhm.
I can do all of that for around $120 to $150 a week.
Okay.
So it is, there's different ways that you can do it, especially if, depending on what you're eating. But
Right.
I think also there's a misconception that you have to buy things that claim that they're healthy.
That's
Right.
what
And
I'm so glad you said that.
Not that they
Yeah.
aren't healthy, because some
Right.
of them are, but you don't necessarily
need
to
that.
get that.
Yeah. And I think that's why I said that it costs more, because to someone who's not trained the proper way in, shopping for healthy foods, I go by things that I see that are popular, that people are talking about, and I just
Yeah.
assume, oh, I have to have that in
Right.
order to, have a healthy kitchen.
Yes.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yes, you're absolutely right. People fall into those traps
Mhm.
all the time. It's easy because you just go, oh, well, the commercial said,
Right.
you know what I
Yes.
mean?
Uh-huh.
Where, but you really do have to kind of study it. So do you guys help your clients with, how they start shopping, the new shopping way to kind of go along with what their goals are?
Yeah. So number one rule is eat before you go to the store.
Oh,
So
God, yeah.
You're
Uh-huh.
not, starving and picking out all of these snacks, and while you're trying to, get food to eat, make a healthier choice.
Right.
But yeah, that's number one. Eat.
Yeah,
before you go.
I shopped and I got all these healthy things, but I
Yeah.
ate a damn bag of Oreos in my
Right,
car.
exactly. Yep. Eat a healthy meal before you go. That way you're not tempted.
Mm-hmm.
And just get all of your stuff and then go home. And sometimes people break it up. They'll do shopping one day and then prepping the next day, which is fine. So you're not spending a whole day,
Right.
doing stuff. Break it up a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I give them like a calendar where they can write their food down and, decide, all right, well, I'm going to make my food this day, so I'm going to have this much and this, and then they prep it all out and you have all your food for the week.
And so, Sarah, I know you're really good about posting things that you eat.
I see you like them all the time.
I
too.
do, because I'm like, that actually looks kind of
I get advice
good.
from clients and students too, and I
Mhm.
try things out and I see what it tastes like, and because I want to know for myself before I ever recommend something to
Right.
somebody. But I do eating differently, so I do more kind of holistic, intuitive kind of eating. So going back to you're a different person every day.
Right.
Season, I think about the time of day.
Mhm.
Afternoons, at least in yoga, Ayurveda, it's that tends to be where your digestion is at its peak, so
Mhm.
you can eat a little bit more in general. I think about the season. I think about the density of the food.
Oh,
It
wow.
just a lot of different aspects, and if you're going through something emotionally or not. So when people come to me about diet, is really in depth.
You're right, because so much goes into it. I
Mhm.
mean,
Yeah.
I'm an emotional eater.
Oh, me too.
You know, it's just like,
yeah.
and my poor husband, because I could have had like a shitty day, and I'm like, on your way home, can you get me sorbet? You know what I mean? And it's like on a normal day, I can eat some of the sorbet, but on a day that this was like shitty, I'm gonna
Mhm.
eat the whole little pint of
Mhm.
sorbet. So I mean, you're right. And when you said
Yeah.
density of the food, it's like I don't think I've ever thought about density of food before.
Yeah. I mean, it just, and that's another one of those things that it's why it's called intuitive eating, because there may be, well, it's the same reason why in wintertime, I think we were talking about this, you typically don't go for ice cream. You start wanting
that's
things
the
that are a
summer
little
kind
bit
of spring thing.
You start wanting things that are a little bit warmer,
Yeah.
that are a little bit heavier,
Mhm.
more dense. It's just naturally you
Mhm.
go for those things
That's
for a
so
reason.
weird that you said that, because it is very natural, and I never thought about it like that. But you're just like, oh, the temperature dropped. Oh, we need stew. You know what I
it's something
mean?
a little bit warmer.
We
Something
gotta make some
more,
chili.
Yeah, you just you cannot stop thinking about it. It's like,
Right.
we have to have
Yeah.
this. Like we're cave people that live outside,
Yeah.
and we need it to keep warm. But you're right.
Yeah.
It's because, well, specifically wintertime it's colder, it's lighter, airier is what it's associated with elementally, I guess.
Right.
If that's a word.
It is. Mhm.
Good.
It's a word today. Right now.
So typically you want to balance that out with things that are denser, more grounding,
Mhm.
you know?
Have you ever heard of that before, producer?
Not in that.
Not, but it
that
makes
context.
so much sense to me though, because the things that I think about the weather, because I do pick food based on the weather, how it is outside.
Right.
Just thought it was me. I thought I was the only person who did
And like
that.
it's rainy and cloudy, that affects your mood.
Yes.
And so emotionally, you start picking from that emotional place.
they're
And
so
we can
smart.
get
They're
into
they know it all. Listen,
like,
we can
Yeah.
get into lunar cycles and like
Oh,
I
yes.
love all that kind of stuff.
full moon
yeah.
stuff it's crazy. It's real.
I love all, and we are creatures of our environment way more than we give ourselves credit for. You know what I mean?
True.
Okay, so what is the number one food that your clients have issues with?
It depends. Some people come in neutrally, like nutrient deficient, and sometimes they crave certain things, like they'll crave salty stuff, or they'll crave sweet things. So it really just depends person to person. But of course, I mean, the main ones are like, oh, I just want pizza or ice cream. I hear pizza and ice cream. It seems like a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
What about you, Sarah? Same foods?
Same thing. It's not one thing in particular. It just happens to be whatever it is that they're craving, dependent on if they're eating emotionally or what it is. I don't know. They're sad. So people that tend to deal with certain lower emotions, heart kind of emotions, I call them, like sadness, and they tend to want like sweets. And
to lift the mood?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, it's one of those like,
it's
instinctual
true.
sort of things
It is,
that
yeah.
we do.
That's so weird, because you just don't hear people talk about that enough, that it really is all biological and our connection to the universe. Don't I sound like so zen? And
I think you're a
is
yogi.
that even right?
Yeah.
Is that maybe there is an inner yogi in here, but yoga was so hard. Just
No,
like,
you're way more of a boo boo than a yogi.
I hate him so much. Oh, you know what that means? What he just said. Like Yogi the Bear and Boo Boo. I get it now. Hardy har har. Okay, so what do you guys think about? There's always the latest diet going around. What are your views on the keto diet?
We've talked about
yeah,
this.
I get asked about that a lot. That's just kind of like the mainstream diet right now.
Right
the
now,
trend.
yes.
So again, it's one of those diets where it's like a fad diet, where it's, people will lose weight with it in the beginning. And, I think out of all of them though, and I will give it this little amount of credit, that out of all of the fad diets, it's probably the most sustainable in the beginning. But I am not big on nutrient deficient or, caloric deficient, diets. I'm just not. So the keto diet is taking things out. So we want to, in the body, we want to be able to give it what
Right.
it wants. And with keto, carbs are bad.
Mhm.
Well, and that's, so many people, and I remember growing up, carbs are bad. Don't,
Right.
low carb. And no, carbs are good for you. They're
We
our
need them.
fuel source, and
Right.
it's how we get energy. So yeah, my clients get lots of carbs because
Right.
they need to come in and they need to work out and they need to kill their workout.
Right.
And they can't kill their workout if they don't have the energy to kill their workout.
Right.
So we don't want to take anything out of the diet. We want to keep everything in and just balance it out and have good, clean food,
And there'll be another diet.
There will,
come
yeah.
January.
Some
Yeah.
people,
something new.
honestly, some people swear by it, and if you think about it, yeah, like if you go from eating crappy to kind of
Yeah.
somewhat decent, yeah, you're
You're
gonna
gonna
lose
lose
some
weight.
and especially if you're adding, physical activity to that,
Yeah.
it's gonna decrease it even more,
Right.
I just
so-
think it's funny that like we're constantly thinking up ways to trick our body.
yeah,
Right.
and
And
that's
circumvent
gonna-
the
I'm like-
system, and I'm like, it's
There's science happening in you.
Right.
fool.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
can't just trick your body.
Well,
Yeah,
my
maybe for a
friend,
little
she was
bit.
she did the keto diet for 3 or 4 months, but she's a runner.
Mhm.
She
Mhm.
trains, she does marathons and all of that. And we had dinner last week and she was just like, I couldn't run. She goes, I didn't have any carbs in me. And it was hard. And then she, it took her a minute to realize, because she's like, I just don't want to run. She goes, I couldn't, during my training, I couldn't do what I know I could do.
Mhm.
And she was just like, screw it, I'm not doing keto anymore. She goes, and I
Yeah.
never lost a pound.
Well,
And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, that's scary.
Some people swear by it, but I mean,
Well, I feel like it's for the same reason that people are now taking classes or doing making health fitness choices that address both body and mind, because
Mhm.
we're a whole system.
Yeah.
Same thing with food. You're not just
Right.
gonna I'm just gonna eat all protein and no carbs.
Right.
And,
It doesn't
and
make
call
sense.
it a day.
Yeah.
It doesn't make
Mhm.
sense because you're a whole system, and like Jenny said, you need those.
Right. It's exactly what you said. Everyone's always trying to get the quick fix and then figure out ways to trick the body.
yeah,
And
there's no magic
yeah.
pill.
No, really, trust me, I've tried them all. You know what I mean? I was willing to risk a kidney, to lose weight. So, but all you do is gain it back. So I want to ask you this before we go into bitch, please.
Okay.
Would you ever consider opening a men's only gym?
So personally, I would not, because
Mhm.
that's not what I specialize in. It's
Mhm.
the same reason why I don't take competition clients.
Mhm.
Now I wouldn't, I could maybe foresee in the future my husband doing
Mhm.
opening one, but I mean, honestly, really, we kind of talked about this
your
before
focus
too.
and your passion is on women,
Women,
so that's
mhm.
why you have a
Right.
women's gym.
Right.
If
Right.
you had a focus and a passion for men,
Right.
Yeah.
that sounds weird, but
Eric-
then you would have
Eric
Certain
Flynn might have
parts of a man.
Eric Flynn might
that's
have
my
an issue with
focus.
that.
Right? Well, I think I texted you one day because Eric had checked into the gym that he goes to.
Mhm.
And I just start cracking myself up. I'm like, her husband can't even work out
It is
at
true.
her gym.
Somebody asked me today, so
Yes.
does
That's
Eric,
so funny.
Eric get to work out on this equipment? And I said, no, he doesn't.
he owns it, but he doesn't
He
get
owns
to
it,
work out.
but he
on it.
doesn't get to. No, he doesn't
I
get to work
cracked
out on it.
myself. I mean, I think I laughed for a good 15 minutes. And I was like, I have to tell Jenny this because, of course, she's never noticed that before, duh. And I was like, he has to go to a completely
Yeah.
different gym
Mhm.
to work out.
Now he comes in, especially when if he's not working, he comes in almost daily. He'll bring us stuff or
Yeah.
check on us or fix something or
Yeah.
and people are now starting to realize, oh, that's Jenny's husband.
Yeah.
But before, we used to make fun of him when he would come in and we would go, testosterone in the house. Only women, men not allowed.
Yeah, and here's the thing about it is that, someone asked me about working out at nighttime.
Mhm.
Like, is it scary? I'm like, no, that place is lit up.
Mhm.
And then Eric Flynn,
Yes.
for me, I feel like he's always watching the place. You know what I mean?
He really is.
He really does.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I never feel scared
He
up
is
there.
he's a protector.
Mhm,
So he's
mhm.
very, very, and I just told two members about this last night. Cause we live right around the corner from the gym. So we're constantly in and out. when I'm not working.
Mhm.
So we're, we drive by it all
Right.
the time. So
Mhm.
he's constantly circling the parking lot and making sure there's no weird
Yeah.
cars. And the other day we were pulling out and he's like, "What's that car doing in here?
Yeah.
Is that a member?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And he's like, "We have to stop." And
Yeah.
I'm like, why? I don't know why. But
And it's funny because I make a point of telling members that when they sign up the first time,
Mhm.
is that you guys live in the neighborhood behind,
Right.
and Eric's a big guy. And they're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And they totally accept it, no questions asked.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
really
It just
does.
makes
He's
them
like
feel
the
better
he's
that-
like a bouncer, like a
He
like,
really
he's a
is.
protector of the.
And my husband's
the
the same
place.
way, and he never has had an issue
Mm-hmm.
with me going up there at nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
And usually, if I were going somewhere else, by the time I look up, he would be there. But I told him, I was like, no, I was like, Eric, no, I don't feel scared at all because Big Daddy Flynn's on it.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
And we really appreciate his presence.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, so when we get back, we will have Bitch Please. And then Jenny and Sarah will tell us all their good contact information. Tell us about the specials that they have going on. One more again. We'll be right back.
Your very own Houston Havoc had teamed up with Keisha from the Libra Lounge to present to you the Lady Havoc Dance Team. This is the premier year for the Lady Havoc, and we're excited to offer you a great opportunity to sponsor the team. Call or email today to sign up to sponsor and show your support for the Lady Havoc Dance Team. Hey folks, have you thought about having your own podcast but are worried it's too expensive or too hard to produce? Well, you're in luck. Pink Phoenix Media, the company that's brought you such shows as the Libra Lounge with Keisha, Going Deep with Leon and Keisha, and our brand new show, the Manticore Media Podcast, is here to offer you the chance to have your own podcast professionally recorded, produced, and broadcasted. We offer very affordable rates, flexible schedule, and everything you need to make your media dreams come true. Check us out and email us at sales@pinkphoenixmedia.net.
Alrighty, guys, we truly appreciate you spending this Halloween with us, and I want to give a big thank you to both Jenny and Sarah for coming out here tonight.
And sushi.
Sushi over here just faking, y'all. He's
my
acting like
God.
he can't breathe.
They're talking about he's the worst dog ever, and he's so sweet.
He's spoiled, right? But he's tried to bite some guests. He just so happens to like y'all for some odd reason. Thank God, because it's embarrassing when my dog attacks people. You know, and he's so little and cute. But so tell us what's going on at Femme Fatale for any of our audience members who, for some odd reason, have not heard of Femme Fatale and where it's at and how to get in contact with you guys. Let them know.
Sure. So we are a women's only gym located near 517 and 646. If you know where the Gio's Pizza is, we are right across the street from that. So 24-hour access. You can kind of check out the website and see everything we have to offer. It's femmefataletx.com.
Awesome.
Yep.
Sarah, anything new going on with yoga? Are you doing any special kind of yoga classes, chicken nugget yoga, like we were talking about?
I will have chicken nuggets. No. The studio is having a November special. So we're calling it, as of today, Anita doesn't know about it yet. I'm calling it Attitude of Gratitude.
Oh my God, that's
Okay.
cute.
Thanks, I know. So it's
Anita, that's
basically-
the name of it.
Anita,
so.
that's the name of our new special, Attitude of Gratitude. No, we're just we're wanting to show our appreciation and our deepest gratitude for our students and our future students. So anyone who comes in during the entire month of November can get 10% off of any of our packages for any of the classes in the studio.
And so that's for the studio at Femme Fatale.
For the studio,
Right.
yes.
And make sure if you're on Facebook and Instagram to follow Femme Fatale and the studio at Femme Fatale,
Right.
so you can get up-to-date information on all the goings on at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
All righty, so it is time for. Oh, wait a minute! one more thing. Since you were talking about attitude of gratitude, would you guys be ever so kind and give us 2 tips on how to survive the holiday season without gaining weight?
Not possible. No, I'm just kidding. You can, I tell my clients, just be mindful of what you eat.
Yes.
Don't, don't just, go back for seconds and thirds and get what you want, but get a small portion of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, don't deprive yourself. I think that's the big thing is people think, oh, I can't eat any of this. I can't even be around family. I smell that chicken or whatever it is. But it's let yourself have it. It's the holidays.
And
but just
stress,
don't like
stress, like
that makes you want to eat it even more.
No, stress will make you hold on to weight. Even
really?
more. Yeah, absolutely.
So maybe
that's what it is. All this time I've been trying to figure it out. It was, after I dropped the baby weight, now it's just stress, so I need to probably get rid of the baby, the husband, all of that to get the stress. Thank you. I appreciate that. And here's another thing, when you're denying yourself just that one piece of pie, all that does is make you sneak downstairs in the middle of the night and eat half of it.
Yeah.
So you might as well just eat the smalls. I mean, okay, maybe I was talking about myself. Never mind. Other people may not do that. Alrighty, it is time for Bitch Please.
Bitch, please. You be rolling down the street, telling stories. Bitch, you never tell the truth. Bitch, please. Everybody know you lying, bitch, cause all you do is lie.
So, I said that I'm not going to talk about this anymore after right now because we have talked about it so many times. I'm petty and I love things that are petty because I think it's funny. And it was pretty funny whenever Nicki Minaj and Cardi B were going at it. And, up at New York Fashion Week, you had Cardi B tried to fight Nicki, and she threw a shoe at her, and she had a knot on her head. And, I finally just said, that is really some hood shit right there.
That's what I don't understand. Like, why you got all the money in the world? Why are you being hood? Just be happy.
So, it died down a little bit, and then it picked right back up this week. I mean, it even went as far as Cardi posting videos talking about kicking Nicki Minaj's ass, which I'm going to just say this one time. If I had to put my money on one of these chicks who would win the fight, I really feel like Nicki would win the fight.
Oh, no, I don't know.
You think it would be Cardi?
I think it might be Cardi.
I still say Nicki Minaj.
It would be, all I know is that it would be like a lot of weave all over the floor. There'd be fake lashes, butt implants on the ground, all kinds of stuff. But here we are again. They have given it more fuel, and they've even had other celebrities are jumping into it now because they're each making statements about smile sushi. Look at that face.
Oh my God.
She didn't get me from my right side.
Oh my God.
So here's my thing. I think that right now, especially for Cardi, because she's at the top of her game, I'm like, you've got everybody shook. You don't have to say anything. These bitches wake up bothered because you are here, but you keep acting a fool. I'm like, if I had their money, I'd be like, you're too poor to even look at me. So I'm not going to engage in any kind of, attack. So, but they do it all on social media.
So I don't know if it's like a, what do they call it? A whatever stunt? What am I
A
trying
publicity stunt?
Like a publicity stunt?
Yeah.
Or is she really just thriving on drama?
Well, I actually was talking to someone who's in PR. I was saying, is this a public? They're like, no. Because Nicki's on Twitter every 5 minutes. This is a real life beef.
This is someone who just thrives on drama. There's some people out there that are that way.
Stop talking about me, Sarah.
They need it.
Just stop.
Kind of like.
I'm
just kidding.
God. She's just. She didn't even try to hide it. She's just talking about me. So that's why they're getting the bitch please of the week. It was funny at first. Now it's just kind of obnoxious, and it's just like. Keep it moving. I'm like, Cardi B, you've got Tom Ford who wants to make a lip gloss line for you. These type of people are not going to keep giving you these offers if you keep acting ratchet
Yeah.
or
Mhm.
or however she
Yeah.
says. Okay, producer James got something to say. Go ahead.
All I gotta
James.
say is they can beef all they want to, as long as it ends up just like Tupac and Biggie.
He's so
Oh my God.
just oh Lord, just you keep turn your mic off. You can't have a mic anymore. So once again, we hope you guys have a fantastic Halloween. I want to thank Jenny and Sarah for spending the evening here at the Libra Lounge.
Yes.
And
I want to give a shout out
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
A special
to,
fan.
to a
Okay.
special fan, Mr. Leon. If you're watching, what's up?
She's such a man eater, isn't she? What's up?
What's up?
Leon, don't call me, okay? Talking about, did Sarah really, was she talking about me? Because he's goofy. He's about, is she talking about me? How many other Leons do we know? Like, how many Leons do you meet in a lifetime? Yes, she was talking about you. You Leon Don. So there, she said hi to you. Don't text me asking me what else she said. She didn't say nothing else about you. She just said hi. Don't call me or text me asking me to ask her anything, because I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? I don't even have Sarah's number.
That
So
lie came with a lot of boundaries.
Yeah.
You know, it would be me. You texted me. I would have to text Jenny. Then Jenny would have to text Sarah. It's just too much. She said, "What's up?" Let that be it. And you can take your voice and talk to somebody else. Leon Dunn Jr. So good night, everyone. Thanks for watching the Libra Lounge.
Bye.